Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Frostadamus here. This is a new series of video. Lately I had a lot of requests and comments on the videos people asking me which class should I choose for vanilla, which unfortunately I do not have an answer for that, but I came up with a solution. I'm gonna make a class overview for all of the 9 classes. First one will be the hunter, and this is not going to be the usual guide that you see on the internet, like this is the talent you should pick, this is the beast list you should pick. I'm gonna make an overview of the class. I'm gonna touch on the early gameplay, the leveling experience, the PvE and PvP aspect of the game. Probably I'm gonna jump on the roleplay topic a bit, and in the end we'll do an overall performance through the whole expansion for a class. I hope you'll enjoy this, and even if you think that you don't have something to learn, you might find something to learn. If you're here that you want to reroll a class, that's great, you'll get a lot of information. And other than that, you might watch this just for purpose of entertainment if you think that what I can provide here is entertaining. So let's jump right into it. The first class that I choose today is the hunter. The main reason why I choose the hunter is because it was my first character that I played seriously on the Ankiraj server on retail. I played it for 154 days, and during this time I never got bored of it. Uh, I never wanted to roll an alt or choose another class. I had so much fun with it. Jumping on in the early excuse me, early gameplay of the hunter, uh, you'll have to choose a spec to level. Each 3 of them are viable for leveling, but Beast Mastery is the way to go. I'll tell you in a moment why. Actually, I leveled as a marksman. I had a lot of fun. I didn't find it that challenging, but if you roll survival or marksmanship, people would think that you're crazy, and probably they're right. Now in Beast Mastery you'll have to get 31 points up to Bestial Rat, then when you will move to Marksmanship, where you have to get Lethal Shots, Mortal Shots, Hawkeye, and maybe an improved Hunter's Mark and Aim Shot. You can choose the talents here however you like. I don't want to give a correct link for it because there's none. At level 6 you'll choose another spec anyway. I strongly recommend that if you roll a new class, read all the talents. Don't just go blindly for a guide that's shown on the internet. Just read what they do and think if you can apply that to your play style. That's the most important thing. If not, that's just fine. Leveling as a Beastmaster is easy even from the start. Once you get your first pet, your pet will do most of the job for you, and you basically won't have to do anything because the pet will kill them off for you. What you'll have to do is to drop a trap to create some crowd control. Probably you'll have just to auto shot and you'll be just fine. Don't take this just like that. You'll still have to do something, but it's as simple as that. Compared to mages or other classes, you won't have mana issues. You'll be able to continuously kill mobs and grind and do quests and whatever you want, even solo elites quests, which will save you a lot of time in the road to level 60 or in the race to level 60. We can say like that. As you already might know, hunters are the best leveling class, and the record it's held by a hunter. It was 4 days and 23 hours, and probably on the new Elysium server, PvP or PvE, a hunter will reach level 60 first. But we're not here to talk about the speed leveling. We're here to check the hunter class. We already know that he's potent in leveling and solo farming. Challenges, he won't face that many. Probably some of the challenges will be getting new pets, because you have to get rare pets from an early level. On a populated realm, it will be a lot of competition for them, but as I shown you in my previous video, if you have the NPC scan add-on, let's say you want to get a pet, you'd go just NPC scan and add the name of the pet, let's say Lupus, and when Lupos you will be next to his spawn point. When he will spawn, it will pop on your screen and you'll have a slight advantage over other hunters. Make sure you add a list of your rare pets that you desire to your NPC scan, and try to, every time you're in the zone, try to take a look around for them. Now, in terms of gear, you don't need gear. You don't even need to go to the auction house to upgrade anything. Everything you'll find, you'll pick, you'll get from quests, whatever you do. Just make sure you get gear of the monkey or of agility. It doesn't matter. You don't even need intellect, don't need stamina, since your pet will be taking all the damage for you. Challenges, other challenges will be, you'll have to get a lot of pets to learn new spells. You have to tame some special pets, but that you'll learn in the future. You'll have to have a lot of food for the pets with you. For example, the cat eats only meat. This is a test hunter. I made it on a fun server, but nostalgia got me and I missed the hunter. I had 3 stacks of food. I have only 1.5 now, and I have this pet only for 1 hour and something. Once their loyalty is low, they will be hungry very fast and you will have to pay from your own pocket the meat. Keep in mind that not all the pets eat meat. Some of the pets like turtles or birds will eat other things as well. Make sure. Other challenges you'll face, you'll have to carry arrows with you all the time. You'll have to have a quiver which will lose 1 bag space, but that's okay. It's not that important, you'll get through them. The pets, other than that, it's just straight up leveling and grinding without stop. If you're able to go for hours and hours, you shouldn't stop. You don't even have to go learn spells like other classes, but you should do it. Now, moving forward, at level 50, 52, something like there, you should go and do the hunter quest in Sunken Temple, which will give you a trinket called, I think, the Devil's Hour Eye, which will increase your attack power on use by 150 for 20 seconds and chance to hit by 2, I think. That will have a 2-minute cooldown, and the fun part about that trinket is that you will be able to use it in raids and in PvP as well, since you can feign that and swap trinkets. Make sure you get that, don't skip that part. You'll also have a chance to get a chest like this, which will be the breastplate of agility, which probably from my point of view is best in slot, but we'll talk about that in a different way. Other things, challenges, will come when you reach level 60. So you already know that you will be able to level easily, you're able to solo mobs, and probably you'll be able to farm a lot of money, especially if you reach level 60 first. Imagine how you can fill the auction house fast and get a lot of money buying your epic mount. But that's not all. At level 60 you'll face some challenges with PvPing and PvEing as well. People will try to abuse your dead zone, which it's 8 yards. Especially mages or rogues, you'll have to work on a technique. I said before that hunter is easy to play and easy to level, but to become a good hunter you have to put a lot of work, effort and study into it, because you'll have to do a lot of theory crafting to select your gear and talents carefully in order to beat that dead zone and to stay away from players, to play where you're best at in a range combat. And you'll have to work on your macros. Hunter will use a lot of macros once they decide to go the next step to improve their DPS and to compete with other classes, and even to become better in PvP, especially in 1 versus 1, because PvP, if you go into a battleground, you will have chances to be the king of the battleground, especially in Alterac Valley, in Warsong Gulch, and even in Arati Basin, because you'll have the Viper Sing, which will drain healers out of mana quite fast. This is an overpowered spell. You'll be able to do a lot of DPS from afar, and people will hate you. Literally, they will hate you. Clotties, all the Clotties, the warriors will hate you. Even at a certain degree, even the rogues will help you since he's your number one enemy, but we'll get into that later. You'll have a lot of fun in PvP, but the only problems you'll experience will be in 1 versus 1 where people will try to abuse your dead zone, and that is where you have to work the most. So as we said, you'll have to make a lot of macros, pet macros, with where you will control his passive aggressive mode. You'll have to make some spells with attack to the pet. You'll have to make the pet stop attacking while you cast a scatter shot. You'll have to make a macro for your feint death, drop a trap, an auto shot macro. You'll have to get add-ons like swing timers, but we'll talk about that later. Tips, I don't know, tips, for example, if you're in a battleground, don't always try to use from the first aimed shot cast, don't try to use to put someone in a trap. If you're, for example, in a Rati Basin and you have someone on your target, let's say this, let me put my, let's say this bear is a player, you can go and while walking past him, scatter shot him and immediately cast aimed shot, which I failed to cast because my casting bar doesn't work on my casting bar doesn't work on this server. I don't know why, but I'll figure that out later. So you could scatter shot and while jumping and with the speed of the dismount get the right distance from your enemy and immediately do an aimed shot and keep your feint that trap for in case he escapes. Now, you will learn a lot of things with the hunter, but let's jump a bit into the PvE aspect in raiding. Now, hunters will do good in the beginning of vanilla, especially MC, BVL, and even AQ40 at a certain degree. The gear that the epics benefit you more than other classes that you get in Molten Core. The competition is not that big because they're not like rogues. You won't have 7 in the raid, you'll have maybe 3 to 5 hunters. The hunter sets drop quite fast, quite a lot. For example, the Giant Stalker set, compared to other classes, this is the best, not the best, you get benefit, let's say for example a hunter from Arcanis Regalia, he cannot use all the set because there are better options out there for him. He has the blue Spellwave turban from UBRS, he can get the tailoring robe, he can get the shoulders from Blackrock Depths, and for you you can get all 8 pieces of the gear and they will act as the best in slot for you. Not only that, you will rely a lot on your DPS on your weapon, so getting a weapon at the beginning will be hard because there are not that many available, and the best ones for you will be the crossbow from Alterac Valley or from Lower Blackrock Spire. If you're a dwarf, maybe a gun, and even the ancient bone bow from Solo should be okay. But once you get the main challenge in your journey to playing a hunter, which will be the hunter's leaf, first thing you'll have to get the leaf from Majordomo, which will be a challenge itself as well, and then you'll have to kill 4 demons that will be the test of strength for you, and once you do that and you get your bow, your powers will increase significantly. You'll notice that you'll notice that at that point. Other things, not only the tier 1 set, it looks great, the tier 1, the Dragon Stalkers looks great, has great stats as well. The Striker's Garb, the Creep Stalker from Naxxramas, every set looks great, even the PvP sets, which I'll get into this. Well, while you will raid, you will have 2 options of talents. One will be the marksmanship, which will be the most common in hunters. You'll have to take, I think, I cannot remember exactly, but it's 5 points in an aspect of the hawk, 31 points to get a true shot aura in barrage, 31 points in marksmanship, and points in survival, making beast, humanity slaying, and probably sure-footed. And there's a variety of specs which you can choose from, but that's the basic one, the most used one, and probably the one you'll use in the beginning as well. Once you get your gear going, that you will manage to get some agility gear. I don't know, try to get as much as agility gear, and if it's possible, agility combined with attack power. If you see the cape of the Black Baron, if you see the breastplate of from Sunken Temple, the Huntsman Harpoon, because one agility, it's 2 attack power, and it's the best stat for you basically. And we can do a comparison here. For example, I have the Barbarous Blade from Dearmall North, I think, and if you can see here, my aimed shot will hit for 222 to 2346 with an 1875 crit chance. If I equip this, will hit from it will get lower, like with 20 damage or something like that. Let's see, 1 2 3 4, and now it's 1 2 3 6, and then the crit it's even more. Agility will be, if you use an add-on like Theorycraft, you'll figure out which gear it's better for you. Now I do have the survival spec, which will be the next best spec after marksmanship. Actually, I believe it will be on par with it, but for this you'll need around 440 agility, and you can use it even earlier in game if you manage to get your hands on the PvP set for rank 7, rank 8, or you have to get the chest, the pants, the gloves, something like that. The chest will give you 2% crit, the pants will give you 2% crit, and 2 set bonus will be 20 agility, and that will boost your critical strike to a level where the survival spec with lightning reflexes will become more viable. Make sure you can test when you're ready to use it. You can test it 1 week in Molten Core, go on marksmanship, and the next week go survival. Just make sure you ask your class leader or your raid leader if you're allowed. If there are not enough hunters in the raid, you might be forced to spec into marksmanship so other melee groups can benefit from the true shot aura. But I played during the vanilla since Molten Core, they up to AQ40 only survival, and I out DPS all the hunters, and I played really competitive in the top of the damage meters. Now I do believe that survival will be better. Some people might disagree with me, but each one of us had their own experiences. Now this will be your first step, getting the tier 1 in Molten Core, which is great, and Hunter's Bow. The stuff won't be that great. You either get the Huntsman Harpoon or the Barbarous Blade. Make sure you go for full agility and chance, 25 agility, 15 agility on gloves and stuff like that. Other stats you should do, if you want to choose races, you should choose on Alliance, I think Night Elf, because they have I think they have agility on quickness, dodge. I think they have agility, their base agility increased, base stat agility increased, and they have the Shadow Melt, which can be useful for PvP. Let's say, for example, you go on Arati Basin and you can stay there on Shadow Melt and defend a flag. Other ways you can go for Dwarf. Dwarfs are good also in Alliance. On Horde you should go for Troll. They have 5+5 skill on bows, and you'll use bows but up to Chromagus in BVL when you'll get the X bow, and your DPS will step up a lot. You can also roll an Orc for PvP, the 25 stun % increase, and the blood and the racial will help you a lot. But we're just talking about the hunter, not about the classes. Other things with the hunter, basically you'll do just fine in raiding. You'll be a god in MC, a god in Blackwing Glare. You'll step up to AQ's expectations, but unfortunately, when Naxxramas come, your scaling spells won't be that powerful, and classes like rogues, warriors, mages will be on top of you in the damage meter, and some of the hunters probably will step down to the bottom of the damage meter, which will immediately result in less hunters taken into the raid, maybe 2 or 3 maximum. On 3 I even doubt it. But if you're a good raider, if you can prove yourself in DPS in raids, you will have a raid spot. So always try to improve at your game, try to read guides, make macros, and use theory crafting in order to know what's better for you. Also, as a hunter, you'll be kiting all the time. Maybe that's not a point I should make. This video has got a bit long. I think it's time to end it. We talked about it in a good overall things. To give a verdict, it's a nice class to play. I don't think there's anyone who rolled the hunter and didn't enjoy it, because it's quite great. Like I said, overall it's gonna be great up until Naxxramas when they step a bit in the shadows. PvP wise will do great, even especially when they have better gear. Like imagine a tier 3 hunter will be able to one-shot people with aim shot, multi-shot. So some of the things you might take into consideration: get the add-on for your auto shot swings, and make sure you have a lot of fun with this class if you choose to play it. Thanks for watching, guys. Our next episode is gonna be the mage, and I hope you enjoy this. Bye bye.